I don't care if you're surrounded by the enemy and you know that I'm going to die, but I'm going to take as many of them with me as I can, right? Some people would do that in battle. I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to take as many of these.
That's against the rules?
Any of you believe in God or a creator? People that don't. I don't blame atheists in the world we live in. I don't knock them. I only knock them if they haven't truly looked or truly understood. Most people, like I said, take it as a tradition. This is what my father was, my mother was. This is what I was. It didn't make sense to me. I didn't like kneeling and taking communion or whatever it was, or getting circumcised or whatever. It didn't make sense to me, so they just assumed all religion made no sense. And again, I'm not saying that for me, I chose my path. I do not come from a religious family. My family actually, when I went towards Islam, was kind of like against me. Like, what are you doing? You're becoming kind of like, you're going to become like these people. That was the first reaction from my family.
When was that?
Okay, I was young, man. I started studying theology with no bullshit. 4th grade is when it hit me in my heart a little bit.
4th grade?
Yeah, I had some friends. They were fasting Ramadan, so I decided to do it with them. And, even though Albanians are very secular, and our people hate to even be associated with religion, so
right.
I have to respect my people because I know a lot of them get angry about that because they're very secular people. And they are an example to the world of a nation that never fought itself over religion. Okay? Predominantly Muslim, 70%, Catholic, Orthodox, and we have Jews also because we were the only country in Europe to save all of our Jews during the Holocaust.
Right.
A predominantly Muslim country, yet they've made a movie about anything you can think of when it comes to World War II. I mean, 20, 30 films a year at sometimes, right? Schindler's List, this one, that one, this one, Glorious. They've made millions of movies about World War II. Yet one of the most beautiful stories in the world has never been told about World War II. Why?
What happened there? Like, was there a
Albania?
big character like Oscar Schindler or something leading it? Or
well, the king of Albania took them in, and legend has it he even dealt with Albert Einstein. Now we're having trouble proving this, but legend has it that the Albanians saved Albert Einstein's life. He was documented being in Dorey, visiting the king. Supposedly they're working on all that, but you couldn't keep documents during that time. Because first the Albanians were overrun by the fascist Italians under Mussolini, but they weren't hunting down the Jews in Albania. And then when the Germans took control after Mussolini fell, they wanted lists. And the Albanians did not allow a single Jew to die. Okay, a predominantly Muslim people.
Yeah,
and there's
here we are, Time Magazine.
The king of Albania, King Zug.
All right, let's look at this. This is from Time Magazine. It's called "The Forgotten Stories of Muslims Who Saved Jewish People During the Holocaust." Let's go down, Alessi.
Why is this not a movie?
Even in the dark, well, let's find out. Even in the darkest times, there are heroes, though sometimes they may be the people we least expect. That's the message a global nonprofit group hopes to spread on Friday on Holocaust Remembrance Day when it displays a small exhibit in a New York synagogue highlighting the little-known story of Muslims who risked their lives to rescue Jewish people from persecution during World War II. Though the two religious groups are often presented in opposition, this exhibit is a reminder that they have also shared an important history of cooperation and mutual assistance. Let's keep going. The tales include those of Khaled Abdul Wahab, who sheltered about 24 Jews in Tunisia, and Abdul Hossein Sodari, an Iranian diplomat who is credited with helping thousands of Jews escape Nazi soldiers by issuing them passports. The group also recognizes Pilkes, a Muslim family in Albania, here we go, who harbored young Johanna Newman and her mother in their home during the German occupation and convinced others that the two were family members visiting from Germany. They put their lives on the line to save us, Newman, now 86, told Time on Friday. If it had come out that we were Jews, sorry, it got knocked down, the whole family would have been killed. What these people did, many European nations didn't do, she added. They all stuck together and were determined to save us.
Do you know why you don't have a movie about that? Because it goes against the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay? They
People
want
gotta fight each other.
Muslims and Jews killing each other, Christians and Muslims killing each other so they can control all of us. That's a fact. Why hasn't there been a movie about this? These are amazing people. They make movies about everything because it goes against the agenda of what's happening right now over there. That's why. They want you to think that Muslims are hostile and they're going to kill you and they're going to do this. My friend, you're talking about 2 billion people. 1 out of 5 people in the world is a Muslim.
Right.
Most people don't know a damn thing about Islam or their philosophy. They hear news clips that are misquoted, okay? And they want you to think that these people, you should hate them and you should do this and you should do that.
Yeah.
And the reason I went so deep into this faith myself was I was in the World Trade Center when it got hit. I was underneath the World Trade Center. You know, I spoke about the first time on our first show. Okay, I was on the E train. Okay, 1 out of 10 people that died in that building was a Muslim. Where do you think all their IT department guys were? They were Pakistanis and Bangladeshis. Like, it's not even funny. May God rest their souls. But more Muslims have died from terrorist acts than anyone else.
That's probably true.
Okay, and they're not following the tenements of Islam. To commit, and I hate using these words because I don't know what's going to do to your fluff tube. But
yeah, you're making me laugh during like a serious moment, bro. Come on.
Okay,
now.
but you know, it is serious. But like, first of all, just so people understand, and it was so far off topic, Julian. Man.
It's okay. Keep going. I'm gonna really back in.
To take your own life in any of those religions, but especially Islam, under any circumstances can anyone ever take their own life. Ever. I don't care if you're surrounded by the enemy and you know that I'm going to die, but I'm going to take as many of them with me as I can, right? Some people would do that in battle. I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to take as many of them.
That's against the rules?
You are committing the S word, taking your own life.
Really?
Okay.
In that scenario?
Are you God to know that you're going to die in that moment? They might take you hostage. They might take you as a prisoner of war. You don't know. That's the concept, the most important concept in Islam. One of the most important concepts, which is known as the qadr. The qadr of Allah, meaning the wisdom that only God possesses. So, you, by taking your own life, assuming that you were about to die, you don't know if you were going to. Maybe they would tell you to surrender or whatever. Now, if you want to fight to the death, that's different. But to take your own life, to blow yourself, you understand? Like to take your own life.
Yeah.
It may have been God's will that you would not have died there. They would have taken you prisoner. You would have been tortured to death, maybe, or maybe released, because you don't know the future. Right? But maybe it was his will that you get tortured so that you pay for your sins.
That.
But let me finish. You pay for your sins in this life instead of on the day of judgment. Because any pain you suffer in this world lightens your load in that denomination of faith. Okay? You don't have God's wisdom. For you to think you know what the future holds, you're saying, I know more than you do. Then what kind of faith do you have? If it's God's will for you to die at that moment, you'll die. Or you won't. But you can't take your own life. To take your own life is to turn the test over. You have the right to take your own life. It's just like when you take a math test. You have 1 hour. Teacher says you have 1 hour, Julian. You're like, you know what? Fuck you. 5 minutes. You just turn it over. You have that right with your soul.
Yeah.
You're telling the creator, I'm done with this simulation. Because that's what this world is. This universe is a simulation created by the creator. I'll give that to... When they use these words, that's why I say they mix based on the Abrahamic faiths. You're mixing truth with falsehood. Yes, we are in this dimension that God created. There are many
but
dimensions.
you called it a simulation.
Well, think about it.
Which is interesting.
It's a test, right? God designed. If he created the universe, what's the difference between me or making a computer program? I mean, he created everything, right? He created the universe, the laws of gravity.
Meaning he pre-programmed, like when I...
And I'm not saying like a computer, but I'm saying like, he created this existence.
But when I create
to his
Madden,
parameters.
the game Madden or something like that, right? I'm going to give Patrick Mahomes a 99 rating, and then I'm going to give a third-string quarterback a 60.
So I'm assuming that's a reference to like Joe Montana, because I haven't watched sports in 20 years.
All right, no problem.
That
Patrick
guy's like
Mahomes,
a Joe Montana of today.
He's way better than Joe Montana. But like, he's got 99. A third-string quarterback has like a 64, meaning it's pre-programmed that guy, no matter how good a player you are with your controllers, he's curved to suck more. So in your
I used to play
idea,
NBA games in the old days on Sega and all that shit.
So, Sega Genesis. Anyway,
Jordan was better than the guy.
How old are you?
I'm 42, man.
You sure about that?
I don't watch sports like that, man. And I'd rather play sports, which I don't play a lot anymore.
All right, but hold on, staying on topic. So, in that situation, are you saying like the simulation that God creator would create would also have that curved, meaning like, on the goodness scale, Osama bin Laden is maybe marked a 54 and versus, some like saintly person is marked a 99?
As much as we think we have...
Can't believe I gave Osama 54 points.
As much as we think we have free will, we do. But we don't have control the way we think we do. I believe our souls choose their path, before they're even created, whether they're going to be righteous or not, in my opinion.
Our souls choose.
And God inserts people. Could you control what family you were born to?
No.
You could have been born 200 years ago. You
right.
could be born 50 years from now. So you had no say over where you start.
Maybe karma exists and I was born 200 years ago.
Yeah, some people believe in that. I'm not the one of multi-lives. I believe we're eternal.
Okay.
As beings. I think you are who you will always be. But you don't have control over your trajectory, like when you came into this world, okay? To who you were born, right? I believe that's a part of the wisdom of God, where he inserts souls, their timelines. But I believe humanity, the only free will we have is that, listen, there's things that happen to us that we have no control over. Would you agree, yes or no?
Absolutely.
I could have been this is why the law of attraction is a joke, okay? It's a fucking joke. And I'll tell you why it's not a law, first of all. I could have been the most positive human being in the world and lived in Syria before their civil war. Okay? I could have been the most positive human being in the world. Okay? The war erupts overnight. I lost everything. My family got killed. I lost my bed. Did I attract that? No. I was the most positive human being you could be.
Unless in that scenario where you just said the person, not that I'm agreeing with the law of attraction, but just a little devil's advocate, maybe the person who's so positive, the next day, if they lost everything, they looked at it like, oh my God, I'm still alive. I gained life in the middle of such. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
people can change the perspective.
I agree with that type of, that's called positive thinking.
Yeah.
Okay? That's different than saying you can attract and you can manifest. To make people believe they can manifest and that is to make you godlike. It's also another way to take people away from the creator. The secret, I'll tell you what the secret is. It's demonic. That's what the fuck it is. It's demonic.
Like the book, The Secret?
Yeah, that's the secret. The secret is the people behind that are demonic.
You call it demonic?
100%. To convince humanity they could fucking manifest things out of... Do I believe that by being positive and staying positive and doing positive to others will bring back good? Absolutely. But there's no guarantees. Some of the greatest people in the world have had some of the most miserable lives.
Yes, there's no such thing as a guarantee.
So it's not a law. Just using that word is deception.
Yeah.
Okay? Do I believe
but to call it demonic, and I don't agree with The Secret, to be clear, but like that seems like a little bit like...
I don't think you can just manifest. And human beings, in my opinion, we don't create the way the creator does. We're using a table, right?
Yeah.
Now, a human being took it and nailed it together.
Yeah, me and Danny Jones.
Or made the machine that did this, right?
No, we made it.
Okay, but did you make the wood?
No, we bought it at Home Depot.
But you didn't make the wood, right?
Right, a tree did.
You didn't create the metal that made the nails, right?
I don't think so.
So what I'm saying is to create out of nothing. That's the truly out of nothing. Create material. You know? We take what he allowed us to have and shape it and change it and alter it and use the imagination of the brain that he gave you to see these things and do these things.
Bravo. Okay.
Okay. In that aspect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The only true creator is the creator. Because if we're created, then even our dreams and our wildest imagination is something that he designed us to have.
Therefore, you're saying, if I'm understanding this correctly, to bring it back to the point, like manifestation itself is saying we are creating from nothing, which would mean that we are on his level, which doesn't make sense.
People believe like they have these coincidences.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.